Walk in the footsteps of the Irish and German laborers who built the Paw Paw Tunnel. Follow a portion of the access road they traveled to get to the labor housing and work camps near the vertical shafts on the top of the mountain. Enjoy Potomac River vistas, explore nature, and connect with the Green Ridge State Forest at the trail summit. The Tunnel Hill Trail is 2 miles long, steep and strenuous. Use caution when hiking on the trail and watch your footing on the areas with loose stone and steep embankments. You are looking down on the Big Cut, a lengthy area of the north end of the mountain that had to be excavated for the canal to reach the tunnel. Sorrel Ridge is made up primarily of Brellier shale. This shale is brittle stone that was difficult to cut through and could easily crumble and fracture. The tunnel builders needed to install a thick brick liner inside the tunnel so stone would not come down on the boatmen and the mule teams. Cone-bearing pines and conifers thrive in this area because they have shallow roots that do well in the rocky soil. The silvery patches on the ground and the gray-green stains spreading across boulders are types of living organisms called lichens. Often confused with mosses, lichens are actually two organisms working together. Algae produce nutrients and fungi provide the root system. This relationship is called symbiosis. Little remains of the one-room brick Sulphur Springs School, also known as Tunnel Hollow. The school opened here in 1840 for the children of local families and canal workers. While a majority of the tunnel builders left family behind and lived alone at the work site, some had their wives and children living here. The schoolhouse might have looked like this one. Imagine if you came to this remote site just after arriving off the boat from Europe. The Irish and German workers who built the Paw Paw Tunnel were housed at this location in simple tents and small wooden houses, provided food and a ration of whiskey daily. In return, they worked in difficult and sometimes hazardous conditions. The laborers faced cholera epidemics, financial shortages affecting when and if they got their pay, and friction among co-workers that led to labor riots. For 14 long years, from 1836 to 1850, work continued to complete the Paw Paw Tunnel. The tunnel builders hauled about 200,000 cubic yards of shale spoil from inside the Paw Paw Tunnel through 2 sets of double vertical shafts, and from the northern tunnel approach, via the access road leading to the top of the mountain. They later capped off the shafts on top of the mountain and bricked over the shaft openings inside the tunnel. The large ravine or hollow visible here was filled with the spoil. From the top canopy of oaks and maples to the understory of redwood and dogwoods, the distinct zones of plant life determine the variety of wildlife. Acorns provide food for deer, squirrels, and turkeys, while the understory offers shelter and nesting areas for small woodland animals and birds. The C&O Canal National Historic Park and Green Ridge State Forest combine to provide a wide buffer zone at this part of the Potomac River. The 46,000-acre state forest stretches north from the national park boundary towards the Mason-Dixon line, creating a protective border for the river. Potomac River buffer zones help limit runoff and erosion, provide wildlife habitat, and allow safe space for rare flowers and plants to grow. Canal engineers were uncertain as to the best option for building the canal through the Paw Paw Bends, a looping section of the Potomac River. They considered 3 options: build along the river, use the river for slackwater navigation, or construct a tunnel through the mountain, a 5-mile shortcut. Chief Engineer Charles B. Fisk favored the tunnel option. Across the Potomac River is the small community of Paw Paw, West Virginia. The town, the Paw Paw Bends, and the tunnel were named for the paw paw trees that grow in abundance along the Potomac. Named by Native Americans, the paw paw is a fruit. It's a fruit tree that produces edible fruit. back on the C&O.